The Gallagher Shots podcast is sponsored by Tyre Spot, the North East's leading tyre supplier with branches across the region. Tyre Spot don't just do tyres, they cover everything from servicing to wheel alignment. They can handle every aspect of your car's maintenance. For more information, visit tyrespot.co.uk. Enjoy the episode.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Gallagher Shots YouTube channel and podcast. We are here. I am your host for this one. It is a match preview. I don't normally host these, but here I am. I've been thrown in at the deep end. So it is Newcastle United travelling to Brentford. And like I said, I am your host, Kris, joined by Andy and Dean. I'm going to dive straight into it, boys. Newcastle United, there's no denying we have been dreadful on the road. I think that's probably the best word to describe it. You could use other words like appalling, disgusting. There's a few. But it's, do you know what it is? I think we're at the point now where if things are going to change, they're going to have to change right now. And what a perfect time to do it right before the international break. I'm going to come to you straight away, Andy. Brentford I think we all expected Brentford to have a poor season, a transitional season, because they lost a lot of big names, including the manager as well. But then Mbemo went to Man United. We got Wissa, who hasn't featured yet, and God knows when he will be featuring. But I'm sure we'll get onto that in just a bit. And one of the players went. Did it go to Spurs as well? No idea.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, they've just been decimated, haven't they? Obviously, Frank going. And Boomo going, Wissa obviously coming to us. It felt like, and then sort of the lack of replacements for all of them, it just felt like they were going to drop like a stone. You had pundits everywhere saying they could potentially go down. When they appointed Keith Andrews, who was the set-piece coach, it was just kind of like, are they even trying at this point? It's almost like, from the outside, it seemed like they just sort of given up on staying up, and it was just a case of build a good championship team. But I had to listen to a Brentford podcast, because they do exist, contrary to popular belief. And They were largely quite confident. They said that they haven't really changed how they play at all. According to the stats, they're not as direct as they were under Frank, but they said it feels like they are, because all the joy they get is when they go direct. So they say that they don't really utilise the midfield. Damsgaard's not getting as involved as he used to under Frank. And obviously last year you had Wissa and Mbumo, who both got 20 goals, and Shada, who got 13 last season. That front three is just ridiculous when you think about it. And I think the G-Tech had the most goals of any ground in the country, or in the Premier League at least, last season. So they feel all right, really. They said they just played Palace and lost, and they said they did okay, but Keith Andrews said his substitutions are a bit funny, and that sounds a bit familiar with a certain club we follow as well. Obviously, they're still good at set pieces, because they've put the set piece coach as the main guy now. So I think it'll be one of those games where we will have to soak up a little bit of pressure. There'll be lots of long balls, lots of long throws, which seems to be that everyone's doing them now. Even the bloody Spanish teams are doing them. The one thing that they said they're annoyed about at the minute is that they've got this Kevin Schade, who has scored against us in the past. They said that he's basically undroppable at the minute, and he's not really firing on all cylinders. So they're a bit kind of iffy as the season goes. But I think when you think about how it looked for them, they're doing all right, really. So yeah. I don't think they'll be too bothered.
I think that there's some similarities between the start of their season and the start of ours, Dean. Their away form hasn't been great either, but their home form has been very good. 5 home games, they've won 3, drew 1, and lost 1. So home form is very, very good. And obviously, it's a great cocktail for Newcastle United when our away form is so poor at the moment. What was scored 2 away goals, I think it is so far.
That's all, yeah.
Premier League,
that's it.
Which isn't great viewing and great stats from our point of view. How do you see this one going? How do you think Newcastle will set up for this one? Because I think that there's been a few question marks before we went into that game against Bilbao again about certain players and how they would continue to get a run in the starting 11. We've seen the press conference from Eddie Howe today, and it looks like he flirted with the idea of Gordon not featuring in the game, but he's left that open a little bit. He hasn't 100% said he definitely wouldn't be playing. So can you see any changes from our point of view?
100%. Yeah, I think for me, I think I don't think Gordon will play. I think it'll be a blessing in disguise. I think Barnes will start that game, and I think for me, it's probably for the better. Just for now, just where Gordon's playing at the minute. But I definitely think Fabian Schär's going to come in this game simply because, like I said, the last preview for the Champions League game, we're missing that direct ball from Fabian from the back four when he just pins a ball out with nothing. I think we're going to need that in this game, especially if they're on the attack. We can get them breaking on the counter, and if Murphy or someone's up front. Beautiful ball up front from Fabian Schär. We need to play Fabian more. I think you lose a lot when Fabian doesn't play. I know, don't get us wrong, Malik Chow and Botman have been great, but I still think we miss Fabian in that squad just because he's very positive when he plays the ball. And I don't think we'll have that in the back foot in a minute, in my opinion anyway. I just think that.
I kind of disagree to a certain extent. I think if this had been a game at St. James's Park, then I'll possibly understand bringing somebody like Fabian in, rotating the team, not necessarily dropping players, but rotating the team. I think the partnership that Malik Chow and Botman have got at the moment is fantastic, and I think overall, I think there's probably no denying that Botman is the better defender.
Him
and Fabian. So I'd be very shocked if Eddie changes that back four. There's centre backs really. I'm not sure what your thoughts are on Andy.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from. I think against Bilbao, I think we struggled with them two just passing side to side of each other. But I think second half, we did see Botman and Chow trying to play more long balls over the top. And I think it was good to see Joe Linton making those forward runs as well, because we've seen Schär and Joe Linton sort of weirdly link up before. I don't think a left centre midfielder and a right centre back usually link up in a team, but it seems to work quite well for us. So yeah, I know where you're coming from. I do really like Schär, but I'm more inclined to agree with Kris in that the partnership is so strong now. And I do think we're going to have to do a lot of defending in this game. I don't think it's going to be a pretty watch. I just think the two of them look class. Having said that, we don't have to play a left-footed centre half, do we? We could play Chow and Schär if we're going to drop one of them. I think Chow's the one who's undroppable, really. Although Botman did do some good stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't be upset either way, because clearly we have to rotate as the season goes on as well.
100%. I think there's no denying that Chow will be starting this one. Great news for him today as well, Dean. Called up back, another call up for that Germany squad, just after the match reaction, which me and Ben done earlier, and we mentioned the fact that it was good news for Newcastle United that Botman and Chow didn't play international football. Then as soon as that gets released, bang, called up with the squad. Of course he is.
Typical.
Dr. Gallagher Shottle singing out. But I want to discuss that part of the team. I think I'm not going to dive too much into this because the whole goalkeeping situation, I think the fan base is probably split. I want to say 70-30 on this one, where a lot of people, 70% of the fan base are wanting Pope to start, and maybe the 30% want that Ramsdale to come in and get a chance. Let's not forget that Pope has 8 clean sheets in the Premier League so far this season, and that's impressive. Of course it is. So I'll be very, very shocked to see any changes between the sticks. I think Pope keeps that spot. I think this is what your cup competition is for, and that's where Ramsdale's going to get his chances. One of the positions, though, is that left back position. Dan Burn has done a very, very good job at filling in at left back. We know he can do a job there, but we saw Lewis Hall come off the bench against Bilbao, and he impressed. He looked lively when he came on. Nice little cameo that he made. Do you think it's too early to put him in that starting 11?
Yeah, I do. I think we can't really risk bringing players back too early now. I think we're in a very luxury position because we have got a good squad, but I think to put Lewis straight back in, he could have a reoccurring injury. I think we've got to ease him back in. It's the same with Whistler as well. I think we can't rush players back like we used to, because it does always end badly for us. Can you remember that? Like how we brought back Joe Linton dead early and Murphy dead early, and then they'll be out for like 6-7 weeks. It's like it'll probably bite us in the arse.
We did a Rat as well.
You went, did I? I forgot. You don't mention him on this podcast anymore. It's like Voldemort. You just don't mention him. But like for me, I think with Lewis, he came on. He looked lively. Honestly, I thought he was fantastic when he came on. But I just wouldn't risk him. I think keep Dan Burn and then get the international break out the way, and then start putting Hall back in slowly but surely. But I think we can't put him straight back in because my worry is he gets injured again.
Yeah,
I agree. I'm scared to lose him again. Like, he looked unbelievable. Just the little 1 or 2 touches to beat a man and create the space. We have missed that as much as I love Burn, and he obviously scored the greatest header of all time in midweek. I don't think Hall could do that, but at the same time, Hall, he's amazing, and we don't want to lose him again already.
No, which header was better, Andy? was it the not looking at the occasion? If you're looking at the goal itself, which header was better from Dan Burn? The cup final one or that one against Bilbao?
The cup final one was different because he headed it through like 8 players. It was like the most perfect header, but just that picture of the one against Bilbao where it looks like it's gone 20 yards wide and it bends in. I mean, I know you physics, it just doesn't make sense. How would you bend a header?
Well, it was that good, right?
A finesse shot header.
Because I sit behind that goal, right, at the ground. I didn't celebrate at first. I thought it went wide. Then everybody started jumping around. We all delayed because we didn't know where it actually went in. Because it was actually
I was like, oh, it's hit the post. Oh, it's gone in. And then my dad was sat next to me like, oh, I could tell that was in as soon as he headed it. I was like, no, you couldn't, man. Shut up. It was like 50 yards wide of the post, man. But yeah, I think the Bilbao one's definitely. I mean, I was seeing people on the like Champions League social media feeds, like no connection to Newcastle at all. Like that's the best header I've ever seen. And Van Persie's at the World Cup when he did that diving header one.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Obviously, I was at that side of the ground, so from my point of view, like I didn't realize how much of a curve it had on it. But yeah, this isn't a reaction though. We've already done that. We do wax lyrical about that header in there as well. I think I'll stick with you, Andy. I think that the middle three pick themselves out right now. I think there was a question mark over Joe Linton's performances of late, but I think against Bilbao he had a very, very good game, obviously getting on the score sheet as well. So I think it'd probably be a bit harsh to drop him, let's say. But is the argument there that we could possibly use this game to rotate things slightly with the likes of Ramsey coming in, Miley coming in?
Yeah, well, with Ramsey, it's similar to the Lewis Hall argument, isn't it? We don't want to sign this great new midfielder and then just have him injured for half the season. But with Joe Linton, I don't think it'd necessarily be harsh to drop him because I think he's been poor for a lot of the season. I think keeping hold of the ball, he just doesn't look like he can do it anymore. He used to sort of be quite good on the half turn and laying it off to one of the sort of more technical midfielders. He doesn't really do that anymore. And even as sort of like the bull of the team, he can't really seem to get near people either in terms of winning the ball, apart from that one against Spurs when he just absolutely wired Kudus. But in terms of fairly winning the ball. But yeah, I think hopefully the Bilbao game was a bit of a confidence boost for him. You could see after he scored his goal, he was lifted. He obviously tried his best not to score when he had one chalked off and then he spooned one over the bar as well. So yeah, I would like to see him start purely just to see if he can sort of play himself into a bit of form, because we know on his day he's absolutely, well, completely unique, isn't he? And you know, the best Newcastle team is the one that has Joe Linton at his best as well, I would say.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the issue that we have, Dean, is how do we solve the problem with Newcastle United wingers right now? You've got the left-hand side, you've got Anthony Gordon, who's failed to impress so far this season. Let's put it bluntly. Yeah, true.
Yeah. How blows my mind that, you know, how.
You've got the obviously you've got Harvey Barnes that can come and play there on the left hand side or the right hand side, which we've seen. Harvey Barnes, I stand by. I still think he's better coming off the bench than what he is starting games, but maybe he does need that run of games and that constant flow of football coming his way to get his chance. And maybe right now with the possible injury to Gordon, he's not probably going to get a better chance than right now, especially with the form that Gordon's in. Then you look on the right-hand side of the field. We don't have a problem with Jacob Murphy. We know exactly what Jacob Murphy does, and his delivery of a ball is probably second to none in that squad. Then you've got Anthony Elanga. And yeah, I'm going to leave that there with Anthony Elanga because I don't want to slag him off. How are we going to set up on the wings, Dean?
Well, let's be honest. Murphy's going to start because he's a god and he's got the best cross in the team. So yeah, 100%. Watermar's going to have to start as well because because Big Willie's now injured, I believe. I think Eddie said alluded to there he's injured now, so we haven't actually got a straight on the bench now, which is quite concerning. Then again, yeah, I think for me, Barnes will start. I mean, confidence from that cross he put in for Joe Linton the other night was great. And I think he does more of that. If we have more of these crosses coming from left and right, we're not just one direct. Because I think for me, what the problem with Newcastle a lot of times is we're very one-dimensional. We'll give the ball to Murphy, he's going to cross the ball, and all the time it's like either Gordon or Big V on the end of it. Whereas if we can start that with Barnes as well, it'll give us a new dynamic. And I think for me, this is Barnes' best chance now. You need to get a good run of form. You have to, when he starts this game against Brentford, he has to give us a performance where we go, do you know what's right? Gordon's going to struggle to get back to the team now. And might give Gordon a bit of a rocket up his arse. Because how it is, right? I think, like I said before, there's need passion. Like that's what we need passion.
He's
back from the players.
Passion.
Like, with the wingers though, it goes back to the fullbacks as well, because like
Aye.
I'm not to make excuses for Gordon, but Trippier can't run anymore, and Burn could never run. So there's nothing helping them at all. So it is one dimensional. You can double up on them, and you don't have what we used to have, where you had Joe Linton and Willock interchanging on the left. You don't have Trippier and Almiron, which used to work really well. So it is hard for them as well.
It is, but like you look at Barnes, where he tracks back though, and Gordon doesn't track back. Like he hasn't tracked back for. I know. Listen, and I understand where you're coming from totally. I know we need like an overlapping run. I get that totally, but sometimes you still got to go back and defend, and sometimes just don't always just do the regular thing where you pin a ball past a fullback and then run fast, because half the time you're not going to beat a fullback, because a lot of fullbacks are the same pace as you. You've got to try and find something new, because even doesn't take shots on now either. Gordon, like I don't know. For me, I think. I don't know what I don't want to slag Gordon off, but like it doesn't look the same player. Like I don't know what's happening.
I think when you got Voltemada as well, you don't need your wingers to necessarily like drive inside with the ball all the time, because he's going to drop deep anyway.
Exactly.
And it's sort of it's not a complaint against Voltemada personally. It's just the way he plays. But he drops deep, and then Bruno pushes forward. Joe Linton might push forward, then you have Gordon cutting in and Barnes cutting in on the other side, and you've got 5 players in the same space. So I think that can cause an issue as well, because Gordon on his day, when he drives inside with the ball, he looks unreal, but then you've got Voltemada kind of just stood there asking for it to feet, and it's a bit pointless.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, what we really need to do is start Gordon and bring Barnes off after 1 minute, I think.
I think it's great what you're saying, and it's something which we've highlighted a few times, Andy, that the lack of wing backs pushing forward is a huge hindrance on the legs of whoever's playing on the wing, which are one of those 4 that it is, left or right. And I think it's a combination of both, though. I think, yes, lack of wing backs is crucial in how we play the game. But then, like Dean said, I think body language hasn't helped Gordon recently either. Like you said, he loses the ball and he's too busy complaining or pissed off with himself to track back. And I think that's probably what's standing out like a sore thumb right now with Gordon's performances. It looks back just start of last season, when there was rumours of a move to Liverpool that had unsettled him, and everybody was jumping on about his body language there. It looks like he's the same sort of player right now, and it's frustrating to watch. It really is. But hopefully it's just a tiny little blip. Then Hall's close to returning. Hopefully Tino's not too far away as well. Then hopefully we'll see the whole dynamics of us going forward and attacking on the wings completely change and get back the way it was last season.
Yeah, I hope so, because I've got nothing against Gordon. Obviously, I know he rubbed Everton fans up the wrong way, and I don't think he personally had his head turned necessarily by Liverpool. I think he's just a very up and down player, and we're just seeing a big down at the minute. But I mean, we've got one of the best sort of man managers in the world, I would say, in Eddie Howe, and he'll get him up for it. I think the Gordon thing, it's not helped by the fact that there's a general sense at the minute that the team's only up for the big games as well.
Yeah.
And Gordon seems to sort of be the spearhead of that, because he's obviously absolutely banging them in the Champions League, and then we go to West Ham and can't create a chance. But then, the other side of the argument is Murphy doesn't have a full back, and he still manages to get an assist every game.
Well, it's like Decker said though the other day, like Murphy's only player now, I would say, who can shoot from outside the box. He's the only player that does it. You know what I mean? That's what none of our players. I just think, Fabian does it very Shea does as well. But like for me, I think a lot of our players just playing with fear at the minute. I don't understand what it is. Like they don't. Every time they pass the ball in the box, they do this thing where they go back, go to the right, then they go to the left, and it does a constant just to take a shot. You know what I mean? And I think for what's happened to this team, like sometimes watching the Premier League, especially away from home, there's looks like fear. Like we'll score that goal against West Ham, then all of a sudden go, all right, job's done. We need to sit back now and defend for our lives. Why? It's West Ham. They've won a game since February at home. Go for it. You know what I mean? And Brentford is like, they do worry me, because they've got that Igor Thiago, who's like, he's banned them in a minute, the big striker. And also as well, for a fact, Jordan Henderson is going to be up for it, because you know what I mean?
So Jordan Henderson, who's apparently, if you're looking into things, probably been their player of the season. He's done really well since he's gone there, and I think there was a lot of question marks when he moved back, because there was rumours of him going back to Sunderland, wasn't there? When he came back from,
and he signed Granit Xhaka instead.
yeah,
How did that happen?
But I think the issue which I have now is how poor we looked against West Ham in the middle of the park. I want to say we just lost that game completely. And I know there's rumours going around that there had been an illness circling around. Bruno's mentioned it after the Bilbao game about just how he wasn't feeling right prior to that game as well. But I think there's been loads of talks about a reaction, and people saying, "Oh, well, we got the reaction against Bilbao." I need more than that right now. I want that reaction to carry over to the Premier League games, because if we're looking at the Premier League table, you've got us sat in 13th, which is mental. And then you've got Brentford sat in 12th position, just ahead of us, 1 point different. So now you've got Everton coming up soon in the next few weeks as well. And so you've got Brentford, Newcastle, Everton. You want to be winning these two games. You want to be looking at these two games and think, right, we need to try and push ourselves away from this little pack which is forming down there. And the game against Brentford is the perfect opportunity to do that, Andy. I think, especially leaning into the international break, the last thing you want to do is lose another away fixture, because then there's going to be a lot of action across social media with people pissed off and a lot of people getting worried at that point. I think everybody's just all right at the moment, but I think another one might just start tipping people over the edge slightly, especially with that big break coming up.
Yeah, another one, and certainly another bad performance would really, I mean, even the most staunch Howe fan like myself, I'd start to get a bit annoyed at it, to be honest, because I get playing away from home is difficult. I get the Premier League's really competitive this year. Everyone's beating everyone, but people have said it. It's the seemingly a bit of a lack of identity with the team when we play away from home. The whole intensity is our identity thing. Well, I don't even think we've really seen it at home that much this season. We've not really been chasing teams down and hunting teams down the way we used to. I think we're in a bit of transition.
We're learning a lesson from the last time we're in the Champions League.
Yeah, possibly. And Howe's obviously said that everyone's learning, the coaching staff, the players, the fans are learning how you've got to deal with things differently. So maybe. But I mean, we had so much success in just outrunning teams and out-hungering teams. And I don't think we necessarily have found a way yet of just sort of controlling a game. Certainly in midfield, the number of times that you look at our midfield and you think, how are we being so out of control of this game? We always say we've got one of the best midfields in the league, but especially away from home, you look at it and you're like, we look like we've got one of the worst midfields when we play away from home. It's bizarre, and it can't just be play. We can't just say, the players aren't up for it. Sometimes it is a tactical issue that we've got, and I do think losing Wissa had a massive impact on Howe's plans. He's alluded to it like multiple times, saying he was the immediate signing that we needed to set everything up right and blah, blah, blah. And Voltemade probably isn't a solo striker, even though he's scored 6 goals already or whatever it is. So, yeah, we need a massive, massive response from them. And I say this quite a lot on the previews, but you can always tell in the first 5 minutes how we're going to do in the game. We need to attack the game straight away and just give that away end a lift and give people watching at home a bit of a lift, because I don't want to be sort of thinking I want to turn my stream off. I mean, my radio commentary off after 20 minutes. It's on Sky, isn't it? It's on Sunday. Is it?
It is I.
It will be.
Yeah,
Sunday.
I've got Sky.
Well, I think we're on TV quite a bit coming up because of these Champions League games and everything getting shifted across to a Sunday. What's your thoughts on the situation, Dean? Because things have to improve. There's no sugarcoating it. They have to improve, especially if we want European football, any form of European football. They need to start changing very soon. Yeah,
they do. Yeah, I mean, I am concerned. For me, a West Ham game literally reminded me of the Steve Bruce era, because that's how bad we're. And I've never, like Eddie Howe, as long as Eddie Howe's been in this club, I've never walked away from a game going, that was absolutely appalling. Because we always, no matter what game we play, we might go to Man City and get beat 3-0. Yes, we're a bit honking, but we still fight and try, and we're pushing and pressing. There was no desire, and again, no passion. I'm going to have that as a little thing called like passion. But for me, I am really concerned, and I think we'll have to beat Brentford. I'm not having draws, I'm not having 0-0s. We need to go to Brentford and win. And I know they're a good team, but Howe's got to look at that game and go, this has to be the springboard.
Champions League team.
Exactly. It has to be a springboard. We can't get beat off, like relegate, like people, like no disrespect, but like West Ham, literally could be getting relegated this season. You know what I mean? Maybe they might turn around now because of the beat us, but we can't get beat off these teams anymore. It's like Bournemouth, Brighton, West Ham, and like these are the teams we need to be beating, and then getting up the table. And so, Brentford will have to get 3 points. If we don't
there's only a matter of games that you can go into and having the excuse of, but they're a good team. Like every team in the Premier League is a good team. Of course they are. But you need to start getting points away from home. Like at this point, I know we're a quarter of the way through the season. So away points at this point in the season are still decent points, I would argue. But then, like we've said a couple of times, it all comes down to the performance as well, and it comes from the reaction, because as a fan base, we were absolutely shocked at the way we performed against West Ham. And the players have came out and apologised. Bruno releasing statements apologising about how bad the performance was, which you never really see from the players, because it very rarely happens. So I just want this reaction to continue over. And like you said, Dean, give it that bit of a springboard going into that international break to say, right, lessons have been learned. We've finally got those 3 points away from home. And not our season starts now sort of shite, but just push on from that.
But it has an impact on the home form as well, because
it does.
Impacts the home crowd. Like when we have those bad results away, even that sort of early period in the Bilbao game, people were getting edgy so early in the game because we weren't 100% at it. So we just need a big win. So then when we go home, it becomes a fortress again because everyone's confident.
What I want to have happen is, right, can you remember that, like, how first joined, and then we'll beat Leeds away from home, and that was like our first really good away win, and then all of a sudden that was like a catalyst for our season. They stay up that season already. How? That's what I want. When we play against Leeds, like I know it was 1-0, but the lads they fought to the bitter end, and they got the 3 points, and that's exactly what we need in this game. Look at that game as a blueprint. Like it Leeds away. Look at that as a blueprint, and take it into this game and go, right, when no mistakes have been made, we'll get a goal, but we'll fight and we'll try and we'll make sure we'll come away with all 3 points for the fans who are paying lots of money to get London to see us. Like, just think that and then literally use it, because we can't sit 13th all season. We can't sit in this bottom half of the table. It's ridiculous. We're a Champions League team. Look, like I know Villa's like sort of struggle, but like, even Villa still finished the top.
I think a lot's been said about, you've mentioned it already, Andy, about the identity that we have right now. But something which has clearly been missing, and has been missing for a little while, is the dark arts that we used to refer to, and that shithousery from Newcastle United. You just don't see any of it at the moment. Absolutely nothing from any player. And it was something which we were known for, of basically just annoying the opposition and just trying to fight our way through games. And we're just not getting it at the moment.
Are you saying Nick Pope needs to get some more injuries again?
I basically that, yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right, though. I hadn't really thought about that, but we haven't really been as savvy with that, have we? I think I don't know whether it's just because we're expecting to be a better team now, so we feel like we shouldn't have to do that, because it's sort of, I don't know, what is it like? Are we too snobby to do it now? But I mean, you look at all the best teams in the world; they all do it. I mean, look at Arsenal, the biggest shit houses in the league by miles.
See,
I mean, we were close second at our best, but
see, I don't think it's that. I think it's because referees now know how we play, and I think that's why they stopped doing it. Because we're getting a lot of cards. I think it was a couple of years ago now when we're doing the shithousery, we were getting a lot of yellow cards because they think, well, we know what you're doing. So I think that's why they may have like took the pedal off, foot off the pedal for a bit. But yeah, it needs to come back. Like I don't mind Nick Pope get his legs stretched by Malik Chow. I mean, like it takes 10 minutes up, do it.
We need a Fabian Shaw head injury. That's what we need.
Do I? Yeah.
Another one. Speaking about shithousery and who's controlling the bookings, yellow cards, red cards, free kicks, whatever it may be, I think now is a good time to head over to Dasmo for Ref Watch.
Hi everyone and welcome to Ref Watch for the game against Brentford on Sunday. Referee for the game will be Stuart Atwell. It's his first Newcastle game of the season, but his 8th Premier League game of the season as a referee. He was VAR for the game for Bruges versus Barcelona in the Champions League in midweek, and we last saw him in the middle of a game for Newcastle in the 2-0 defeat at Anfield to Liverpool all the way back in February. VAR for the game will be Paul Tierney. Now, Paul Tierney is a bit of a curious case at the moment. He actually hasn't refereed a Premier League game since May 2024, the penultimate game of the 23-24 season. Now, we suspect that he's probably been out with quite a long-term injury because he's only refereed 5 games across the EFL in marking his return to the middle of the park this season. But his talents haven't been wasted. He's made 65 VAR appointments since we think he took up that injury all the way back in May. Pulling double duty on some weekends to make up the 65 because there's only been 38 games in a season. And we last saw him on VAR with Newcastle for the 2-1 defeat away at Brighton and Hove Albion on match day 8.
There you go. Thanks, Dasmo. I quite like the curious case of Paul Tierney. Is there some sort of upcoming
Sherlock Holmes novel
coming? and whacking double shifts in a weekend as well. Love it. You don't get that anywhere else. I'm gonna jump straight into into predictions, boys. We do have a quiz coming up, and there's a bit of a difference with the quiz this week. But we'll go through our predictions first of all, and I'm going to start with you, Andy.
I don't know whether I'm trying to just manifest a good performance, but I think we will win. I think this is the response and the kickstart we need to the season. I do think it's going to be. I've been saying this for the last few predictions, but I think it's going to be a tight game that we'll just find ourselves on the right side of. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. Big Nick and Jacob Murphy with the goals.
Good. Dean?
I'm going to go 1-0 Newcastle, but I think it's going to be Harvey Barnes. I think he's going to pin one in the top corner for us, and I think that after that will be home and dry. So yeah, I'm saying 1-0, and we're going to defend for our lives.
I have no idea where this optimism is coming from. We've been absolutely stinking away from home this season. I'm going to play it safe, lads. I think it'll be 1-1. I don't think it's going to be an entertaining game of football. I think we are all so desperate to have that and have that result away from home and have a very, very good performance and a great result. But I think going into the international break on the back of a defeat is damaging. So I think we'll settle for a draw if needs be at this moment in time.
I think that's just as bad as the defeat this weekend. Like,
do you think?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't
Unless
know.
we come back from behind or something like that. But like, I think honestly, you've got to win the game.
Yeah,
I agree. I think as a fan base, I think a lot of people will have concerns if it's only a point. But I can't be optimistic with this one from what I've seen so far. I just can't. I would love to be, but I just
Even with Paul Tierney on bar.
I just can't do it. I hope I'm completely wrong. I hope Newcastle go and win 3-4, 5-0. I think the issue that we have now is the injury to Big Will Asula as well. Is that if you're going to rely on a full 90 minutes from Voldemort, you could probably do that. We've seen so far that his fitness has improved a hell of a lot from what it was in that first game that he featured for, where he was knocking at half time. But then I think options after that, we are on the bones of our arse, especially with Gordon possibly being injured. He
put a Langer up front against Bilbao.
Yeah, so I think that's your next best option, really, which is baffling, absolutely baffling. Yeah, no thanks. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, as long as we don't lose, I'll be okay with it. Okay, not happy. Okay with it. Shall we go through the quiz, boys?
Yes, please.
Who's been doing your homework?
No.
Good. Right. So, question. Well, for those that are new here, it is just going to be questions based around Newcastle United versus Brentford, whether that's results or players, whatever it may be. But question number 1. Newcastle United took on Brentford in a thrilling 3-3 clash at St James's Park in November 2021. Brentford took the lead in the 61st minute to make it 3-2. Who scored that goal?
How do you want the answer?
So I'm assuming Dean's recording on his phone, and
I might.
Andy is not. So Andy, you text me your answer.
Okay.
Then Dean can go first after his texters. So just give it a couple of seconds. I think that's probably the best way to do it.
I mean, I'm just going to go for an obvious answer, I suppose.
Right, we've got Andy's answer
there,
in. So, Dean, who do you think scored that goal?
I'm sure it was Ivan Toney.
So you've gone for Ivan Toney. Andy has gone for Wissa.
It's going to be my answer for every question.
Believe it or not, it was an own goal.
Was it Jamal Lascelles?
It was Jamal Lascelles' own goal.
Oh, I was going to say that as well. Damn it. Yes.
Moving on to the next one. That, by the way, that was Eddie Howe's first game, and he couldn't make it because of COVID.
Yeah, it's COVID. And I was sat up in the gods for some reason. I can't remember why. I was sat next to the away fans.
Random. That's not where you're
I know, yeah.
You get lost.
Yeah, just took the wrong turn.
COVID brain. Question number 2. Brentford battered Newcastle 4-2 in December 2024. Can you name one of Newcastle United's unused substitutes in that game, not including goalkeeper? There is a possible of 3 players that you could name here.
I think I might know.
I'm going to go completely off the wall
You couldn't see Wissa.
Yeah, he's been injured that long.
Okay. We'll start with you, Andy, this time because we've got yours in. So who did you say, Andy?
Trevor Sanusi.
Okay. And Dean, who did you say?
I was going to say Miggy Almiron.
This quiz is not going too well for you boys because Miggy Almiron, I'm pretty confident he featured in the game. He was brought on
answer.
as a substitute. Do you want to go again?
Alex Murphy.
Incorrect.
Joe Willock.
Incorrect.
Oh,
Keep going until somebody gets one.
Kraft.
Incorrect.
Wilson.
Incorrect.
Hold on. Lewis Miley.
Incorrect.
Who do we have?
Richie. I was just going back.
Richie
Perez.
You've got to get one.
Is it youth players? Is it like youth players?
No.
Are they still at the club now?
One is, two are not.
Voldemort.
Right.
No.
Jamal Lascelles.
No, he's still at the club. Do you forget?
Oh, yes, I.
Not allowed keeper.
I can't struggle here.
Who have we sold? Isak?
Isak played, he scored, didn't he?
Yeah.
I know he did. I'm just losing my mind.
Gordon.
What? Hang on. What did you say, Dean?
Gordon.
Nope. What did you say, Andy?
Asula.
Asula is one. Correct.
Oh,
Will Asula is one.
First try, get in.
Hear that two. One of them currently wears black and white stripes, but not Newcastle United's black and white stripes.
Lloyd Kelly.
Oh, Lloyd Kelly.
And the other one is just a short distance down the road. On loan.
Oh, Matt Target, man. Matt Target.
Target's
There
the
we go.
one.
I forget these.
So Andy gets the point for that one. We'll give Andy the point.
You can have it.
For more Newcastle United expertise, subscribe to Gallagher Shots.
I forgot Lloyd Kelly played for us.
Yeah, I know. It's so short-lived, wasn't it?
Well, I thought like when we do these quizzes, it's sometimes it's just a bit obvious when it's goal scorers. So I thought we'll try something different. But I thought you would have got it a lot quicker than that. To be fair,
I'll tell you what, you a tiebreak this quiz, like Christ, the way it's gone.
Question number 3. Steve Bruce's Newcastle suffered a 1-0 away defeat to Brentford in the League Cup 5th round in December 2020. That game would have been played behind closed doors because of COVID, I would imagine. But who started in goal for Newcastle?
Ooh. When was it? 2020?
2020, December 2020.
I'm not Googling it, by the way.
Are you all? I can see straight with the heads down there.
Who played?
I think I might know.
He's still here then. I'm going to say that.
Right, we have got Andy's answer in. Who are you saying, Dean?
Carl Darlow.
Also what Andy said, and that is correct. It was Carl Darlow.
Redemption.
So that is currently 2-1 to Andy. Last question number 4. May 2024 was the other way around. Newcastle ran riot with a 4-2 victory away to Brentford. But who opened the scoring for Newcastle United?
Oh, I don't know this.
When was this? 22?
This would have been May last year, is it?
We beat him 4-2 last year. Are you on about when we lost?
No, I think we beat them 4-2. According to this, I might be wrong. Like I rushed this quiz. Like
I'm sure the other question was when we lost 4-2 last season. Who was on the bench?
No, so I think there was 2 back-to-back 4-2s.
All right. Okay.
I think I've got mine in my head. Who scored the first goal?
So if I remember, I think the one where we got before 2 was at St. James's Park. then we went there, then beat them 4-2.
There was one where Isak scored like a header, and then we lost 4-2. I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll just send you an answer.
Just send an answer.
I could be completely wrong. People will probably switch off by the time we get to this point of the quiz. I've done a Joe with a quiz. I haven't fact checked. Right, who are you going with, Dean?
Mohamed Kudus. No, I'm not. Isak. I think Isak scored the first goal for us.
That's also what Andy said. It was Harvey Barnes.
Oh.
Andy's nicked this one 2-1, but just for the hell of it, would you like to do the tiebreaker question?
Might as well. Let's do it. I need redemption.
So, like I said, we've gone a little bit left field with this one. And this has took some effort. I was hoping I would be making, well, it's not me that's made the phone call, but the person that I've asked to do this phone call, I was hoping there's going to be one phone call. So, we have called a pub in Brentford to find out the price of a pint of Guinness.
Oh,
right, okay.
The pub was called The Globe. We did try about 3 different ones to start with, but apparently pubs in Brentford either don't answer the phone or have the wrong telephone number on Google. The first one we tried was the Magpie and Crown because of its name, but they just didn't want an answer. So we've gone with The Globe, which is in Brentford. So closest to the correct price. Andy, I'll let you text me first before we say anything, just so we can't say, I think it's going to be £2.34 after somebody says something else. So how much do the Globe in Brentford charge for a pint of Guinness? So Andy's sent it over. Okay. Dean, how much do you think they charge?
£6.50.
Shall we go and hear the phone call?
Yeah. Go on then.
Here it comes.
Hello, the Globe, Daniel speaking.
Oh, hi, sorry to bother you. This is really random, but I'm doing a quiz on like pubs in the area, and I was just wondering how much you charge for a pint of Guinness, please.
It's £7.10.
£7.10.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, brilliant. Thanks very much for your help.
That's all right.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, so just to confirm, the Globe in Brentford charge £7.10 for a pint of Guinness.
Kris, you're looking well.
I was going to say £7 as well, you know. I was going to say £7.
There we go. My lovely lady did that for us. So it is £7.10 for a pint of Guinness. Well done, Dean. You're very, very close, to be fair.
Give us a point.
Andy was way off. What did you say, Andy?
£8.90.
Close to £9 for Andy.
It's
Well, yeah.
it's £7. £7.10's daylight robbery
It's
still.
London.
Right, like.
So I think for the tiebreaker questions, we're just going to have to call places going forward just to see how it works out.
The next we should do is find a local takeaway. That's how much they charge for a kebab after the match. That's the next one.
Well, I
is
mean,
a
we're going to
shout.
have to do one for Marseille. So are you going to ring and ask how much a baguette is or something?
Yeah.
We. But yeah, I just thought it was something different, and yeah, it was a good laugh recording that as well. But yeah, thanks to Amy for doing that for her. I think I'm done. Would you like to add anything to this one?
Yes. One thing I will say: burn the green kit. That's the end. That's to be a statement for the week. Burn the green kit.
Yeah. So Newcastle are wearing the blue kit, the one which I'm wearing right now, which is a blessing because that green kit is literally a curse.
It is
cursed, that kit. We don't perform well in it, and we don't get results in it. So let's just put it in the cupboard. We've worn enough already. Just hide it away, and let's wear the blue one. And if all that fails, we'll just dig out that one that we wore against Brighton a few seasons back as well. We'll just dig that out the closet if needs be.
Right.
But thanks, boys. Been a pleasure as always. Thanks everybody who has joined us for this one. If you listen to the audio, just leave us a rating. Really helps us out. If you are watching on YouTube, like the channel. Like the video. Become a subscriber. It costs you nothing to do that. If you do want to give an extra bit back, it is just $2.99 a month to become a member. You get early access to videos, you get extra videos, and plenty more. So thanks, boys. We'll see you next time. Ta-ra.